Yo, 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 what's the dilly yo, y'all? Hey, look, check this out, man. We got another straight banger for you today, all right? Today is a trade of the day, and what I want to do is I want to do something a little bit different, all right? I did a small trade today just to prove a point, all right? We hit Apple today for 21%. We called it in the Discord. Now, I want you to understand how you can become your own bank, okay? You can become your own bank. And I want to give you the perspective. I made this a small trade so that you can understand exactly what I'm saying. I don't care if your account is 500 to 700, $1,000, right? You can understand this concept no matter where you're at. All right. So become your own bank. All right. If you can make $1 in the stock market, you can make a million. All right. I have a whole video on that. So before we get into the actual trade of the day, what I want to do is I just want to take a little second to shout out some of the wins in the Discord, right? So today we hit DoorDash, uh, we hit XYZ, which is Block, and then we also hit Apple, right? That's the plays that I call. We also hit Palantir as well. Um, but I just want to take a second and just, you know what I'm saying, say shout out to the squad, right? We got Q hitting his base hits, growing his account. Jay, he loves him some micro strategies, right? About $100. Marley, he hit. This is Apple, DoorDash, Block. Uh, Mikey, he hit 6% on Dash. Brielle, she hit two different. She hit two and then three, and she got into a couple other plays as well. We got Mason, he had $70. We got Quentin, he hit Apple for 264 and then 140 on Dash, right? We got Fast Life, we call him Clay, right? $20, 6%, right? She hit another 2%. Balin, I don't know what his percentage was, right? Noah, we got Slow and Steady, 6%, 9%, right? So look, y'all, I want you to understand that the most important part to understand is the percentages. This is what this whole video is about, percentages, okay? So I always say, if you go to the bank and you give them X amount of dollars, let's say $200, and you tell the bank, hey, I want to get a 10% return in 15 minutes, I'll be right back. They cannot do it, all right? So for everybody who be shunning and turning a blind eye to the small gains, it's time to wise up and understand what this game is really about. When you're trading options, it's all about the percentages, okay? I want you to focus on percentage gains. Stop worrying about how much money the dollar amount is, all right? So, with that being said, we got the trade of the day, right? Like I said, I went real small on this trade, okay? This was a 21% trade, all right? 21% trade. I got one contract, all right? I spent $287 on this one contract. And I'm going to break down the trade. You already know how we do, all right? $287. The profit was $63, right? Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's 21% on my money in like 12, 15 minutes, right? So if I would have just got, that was one contract. If I would have got 5 contracts, 63 times 5, that would have been 350 something or 370, right? I want you to understand, when you understand how to get a 20% gain in the stock market, you can get rich, right? It's not about the dollar amount, because that one contract made me $63. So if I got 5 contracts and I would have spent $500, I would have made 20 something percent off of that $500. If I would have got 10 contracts and spent 1,300 or 2,000, because it was 287, I would have got made like $400 or $500, right? The same play, the same exact move, okay? So we're gonna go into the charts and I'm gonna break down the actual play and how we did it, but I want you to understand the name of the game is a percentage, right? So imagine me having $287. I go to the bank and I tell the teller or the banker, hey, give me a 21% return on my money and I'll be back in 12 minutes. They can't do it. So stop overlooking the small numbers. This stuff adds up. We're playing a percentage game. We're not playing a dollar amount game. All right? Broke people think in terms of the dollar amount. Wealthy people think in terms of the percentage. All right? If you focus on the percentage, you can scale things out. All right? But if you're worried about a dollar amount, it's not going to hit. All right? So let's go to the charts, and I'm going to show y'all exactly what happened and how we busted Apple down. All right? So this was Apple. Like I said, we hit Block as well. We hit Block for some money. We also hit DoorDash. That was a really nice play. And then we ended up hitting Apple, okay? So I want to talk about Apple. Now, as you can see, this is the 15-minute time frame, right? I want you to pay attention real quick. We're going to go to the 5-minute time frame. Look at the 5, okay? Up, down, up, down. Look at the 15-minute time frame, right? And then I want you to look at the 30-minute time frame, okay? So this is a 30-minute time frame. So this is what happened. When I see the 15-minute time frame, I'm like, okay, it was just kind of green, right? But then as the day was developing, I was looking at the 5-minute time frame and I saw a fair value gap, right? So this is a fair value gap right here, okay? So I saw this fair value gap and I marked out that one. So I said, okay, it came up here. Apple could potentially come back down right here, right? But it kept going up. So I let time go by, and then I zoomed out to the 15-minute time frame, okay? And then I saw the 15-minute time frame, and then I saw the 30-minute time frame, right? And when I saw the 30-minute time frame, I saw another fair value gap, right? So I made one right here, right? So this is a fair value gap. So I was telling everybody, I said, it looks like Apple was about to reject, okay? It was right here. Well, first off, yesterday's resistance, Apple came up to here. This is Monday on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, Apple came right here to this resistance level, right? And then it rejected. Now, as you can see today, Apple broke through this resistance level, right? But I was like, all right, this is a resistance level from Monday. Let me go mark that. So it could potentially come up here, right? But it's been running up all day for the most part. So I'm pretty sure that we got a rejection coming in, right? I'm pretty confident later on in the day, because the market is still open, as you can see, that we're gonna have some selling pressure coming in as well. So I was like, we were just looking at Apple, and then what I saw was this candle right here, it rejected. This candle has some selling pressure. This is on a 30-minute, right? If we come down to the 15-minute, I saw this candle right here. So I saw a red and then a green, and then I saw this candle right here. And I said, this is a very low risk play to me, right? That's why I said, okay, I'm gonna get one contract and I wanna just, I wanna try out my thesis real quick. So I didn't go heavy. One contract, $287, right? Now, I entered in the play right here, okay? Literally at the top of this candle right here, okay? Now, this is the fair value gap, right? So it came down to the fair value gap once, then it came down again. Well, it opened up right here, came down a little more. And I was like, all right, we still in this fair value gap. This is looking like a bearish candle. We're overbought right here currently, right? And so it was looking bearish. It rejected off of this right here, right? And then the volume had came in and there was some selling volume, which is another reason why I got in. So I said, okay, let me get in one contract. What I did was I created a trailing stop loss, right? So this was my entry. Okay. This was my entry. And then what I did was I created a trailing stop loss. for negative 8%, right? So basically, the stop loss will follow the play. So if I'm up 10% and then it comes down and I'm only up 2%, it will stop me out and it'll take my profits, right? So I created this trailing stop loss, but I was like, it's gonna come down here because we got a fair value gap, right? So we were just in it, we was just chilling, and it started coming down slowly, Then we started seeing some heavier pressure. And I told everybody, I said around this level of 223.40 is when you want to take profits. All right. If we break below this first fair value gap, then we're coming down to this next fair value gap. All right. And look what happened. My golly. Look what happened, y'all. We came down right here. Y'all see that? We came down right here. Okay. And what's that? 223.16. Almost at the bottom of this fair value gap. I ended up getting stopped out at 21%. Right? At 21%. And that was about right here. Okay? This was like my exit. Right? And I got stopped out in the positive. So I'm going to put exit at 21% profit. All right. Boom. Very simple trade. Very simple trade. I did not get in too early, right? I got in right here. I didn't have to add to my position this time. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Wrote it down. This candle opened up, more selling pressure. It got liquidity. It started to go up. I get stopped out, 21% gain. Simple as that. So I was really up like 30%, 31%, right? And then it reversed, started coming up, boom. That is how I just printed 21% for myself. Some people was 10%, some people was 8%, some people was 15%, right? Everybody's is going to be different. But the fact remains, this is how we executed this trade right here. All right? And like I say, if I would have had 5 contracts, I would have made 5 times the amount. This is the power of options. You get to choose how much money you make, right? You get to choose how much money you make. You want to make sure you have proper risk management and understand that you're just leveraging money to make more money. But once you get it down and once you get your entries down, the better your entry and the more patience you have, the less money you have to leverage and risk. All right? The less money you have to leverage and risk. I want you to understand this stuff. This stuff is extremely powerful and it could literally change your life. And I sincerely mean that. So I hope that this makes sense. 21% in a couple minutes. 15, I think I was in the trade for like 12, 15 minutes. It's that simple. Let's not make this more complicated than it has to be. I don't care where your account is at. Small account, large account. If you make 20% in one trade in a day, you're beating the returns that any financial institution can give you. You literally have cracked the code and escaped the matrix. You get what I'm saying? Don't worry about the dollar amount. Focus on the percentage. If you get 10% per trade and you trade 2 to 3 trades a day, it's only a matter of time until you're a multimillionaire, legit. You just got to work the system consistently over time and stop trying to get rich immediately. I always say you don't get rich overnight, you get rich over time. I always say that. All right. So with that being said, I got one thing I want to let you guys know. My name is spelled ISIAH. All right. When you emailing me and stuff, make sure you spell my name ISIAH. Look at the YouTube name. That is how you spell my name. I did not spell my name the wrong way. All right. So I hope that helped out. If you want to join the Discord and trade with us every single day, be sure to click the link in the description. Join the Discord with us. We're going to trade every single day that the market is open, and we're going to help you print these profits, all right? And always remember, get out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.